interview, we'll take the segments and we'll use what we can. So just, the thing to do is just think about why is it important that people sing together? Why is that an important thing to do?
Okay, I wasn't really thinking about just in general. I was thinking about it from my point of view.
Okay.
For me.
Yes. Okay.
And for me, I just really love that delicious warm feeling that I get when I harmonize with other people. And I just feel like my body lights up. And it has the power to change my whole energy for the rest of the evening. And it just feels really good. I love it.
And so if you take that and you extrapolate it to people, a group of people singing together, how does that transfer for you?
I can just see their smiling faces. We connect in a really juicy way, and even sometimes when people are having a hard time, we lift their energy up, and we can support each other, get to know each other in a different way.
Yeah. And do you find that singing in a group sort of results in feeling like everybody's just there, everybody's just equal, and there's just, it doesn't matter where you came from, what your background is or anything, you can just still connect with each other because you're singing together?
The group that I can speak about is the Every Voice Choir, and everybody is in a completely different level. There's some people who sing brilliantly, and others who barely can hold a tune, and we just kind of join and lift each other in our own way, and often we get these really juicy parts that are just so good,
It's a physical feeling as much as anything, isn't it?
Totally. Yeah, for me it sure is.
Yeah. I've heard people say that they can come to a choir practice dragging their backside, and after singing for a little while, they walk out whistling and feeling great.
Yeah, I've had that many times. And in fact, this is kind of maybe a weird comment, but on occasion driving home from singing with our group, it's just like I could hear the angels singing around me.
Yeah.
It's such an uplifted feeling that I get.
Yeah. It really is uplifting and leaves you feeling optimistic and like there's
hopeful.
Nothing. Hopeful, that's right. Hopeful. Nothing you can't conquer, right?
Yeah. It really opens up a lot. Just opens my body up.
Yeah.
And optimistic, hopeful. Yeah.
That's great.
The world's your oyster.
I know. Sing along. Raise your voice, open your heart, and sing together, right?
Yeah, it was very fun.
So what did you think about the three phrases that we were using? The raise your voice, lift your heart, and sing together.
Yeah, I thought they were very profound. It really condenses what happens when you sing. You just have to show up, right? Have the courage to sing.
Yeah.
Because that does take courage for some people. And it is an open-hearted thing because you are more vulnerable.
Yeah.
You can be. And it is actually more fun when you are. And sing together. Yeah, it's way more fun than singing by yourself, although I do love singing by myself.
Yeah.
Singing together is the harmony and that juiciness that comes when you are singing together.
And for me, there's something about raising your voice too. It's about more than just singing. It really is about expressing, for me, about self-expression. I raise my voice when I sing. I express myself.
Yeah. Well, and it was funny because I was writing earlier. My husband was chuckling. But I do feel that music taps into emotional expression in a different way than anything else does. And even listening. And then singing there's a whole other level that you kind of engage in.
Yeah.
And then when you sing with others, there's that next level that you engage in.
Yeah.
And the feeling is so much richer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of, you can get past just about anything when you're doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound. I know I do Kundalini yoga.
Ah, yes.
The chanting is so powerful. The sound of it.
Yes,
It does something to your body.
Yeah. I have a friend that does that too, and she's just, sometimes 3 times a day she'll do a session.
Yeah.
If she's having a rough go, it just helps her to cope.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, it can shift it for sure. And heal it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you. Is there anything else you want to say?
Well, thank you for inviting us to join the project.
Oh, thanks
As I
for
said,
being there.
for Nolan, I really noticed, his courage has been developing because he lives in a home share now, but it was really noticeable to me how comfortable he was and how he engaged in the group.
Yeah.
And I think music also helped with that.
I saw him go from, I'm not sure I want to be here, to just beaming and loving everything.
Yes.
And he was singing, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome to see.
Yeah, it was a delight for me to see too.
Yeah. Well, thank you again. Thanks. Okay.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later. Okay. So, Sarah Lynn, why is it important that people sing together?
Oh, I'd say it's important because we haven't been able to do it for so long, and it just brings so much joy to everything. Just being together with friends, getting to sing, and I think that's about it for me.
So it's just you find that it's good for you personally?
Yeah, singing. I love singing. I've grown up around singing. My mom's a voice teacher, so we've been singing together my whole life, and it's become such a big part for me of everything that I do. I sing when I'm doing dishes, I hum whenever I walk, I listen to music all the time.
And do you think that singing is something that brings people together, Sarah Lynn?
It is, for sure. For choirs or even duets or just fun sessions where you have friends over to sing songs to a musical or a record player.
Why is that? Why is that, I wonder?
I really don't know, but I wonder as well.
Yeah, because it seems as though singing is something that really brings out something in individuals, right?
It definitely is.
And so it doesn't really matter where you're from or what your background is, or...
Music's a universal thing. It doesn't matter. It brings out joy in everybody.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of the happiest things I can do.
Right. And so when... Oh, I had a question in my head and I've lost it now. This is not going on the video.
Say that again. Maybe the words, the individual words. Were you going to go there?
The individual words?
Yes. Raise your voice and.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. That's what I was going to do. Thank you, JC. So when we did the recordings, we used raise your voice, open your heart, and sing together. What do those phrases mean to you?
Oh, for me, open your heart means that you're opening up to different things that could happen, or new genres of songs maybe, or different people coming into your life through music. Raise your voice, I think for me means getting stronger, more confidence in you, and being able to sing louder and have more of a voice for yourself.
So is it about more than just singing, do you think?
I think so, yeah.
Why?
Oh.
What is it about that is about more than just singing?
Peter.
It's okay.
It's all right. There you go. You want in? You're in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here, can you hold him?
Yeah, come here, Pie Pie. Come here, baby.
Sweetie pie.
Hi, Babazette. Peter.
Okay. So we were talking about it being about more than just singing. Her dog's gonna bite her.
It is about more than just singing. Singing is one part of your life, but it does open doors to many other parts. Yeah. And it can bring you confidence. It could bring you happiness. It could do so many things for you.
Right.
And there's not just one possibility.
Yeah. So when you think about it being about more than just singing, what you're really talking about is the impact of singing.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it sounds like you really like it.
I really do. I've grown up doing choirs. I've sung since I was 7. My very first choir was Noteworthy Kids with the BIS Symphony.
Yeah, great. I think I saw you. I think I saw you there. You were a tiny little girl at that point.
Probably did.
Yeah.
I was around the Port Theatre a lot.
Yeah, doing the crab walk.
Yeah, most likely.
Okay, Sarah Lynn, anything else you want to say?
I think that's great. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we're done. So, Ted, why is it important that people sing together?
It isn't important that people sing together.
Oh, okay.
It's vital.
Oh. Say more.
No.
Bugger. Okay, I think we have to start over again.
It's a wrap.
You are a brat. All right, let's try that again. Why is it important that people sing together?
I can only relate my personal experience in singing together, and it's certainly not original to choir members. But if I have a long day, whether it's a good day or whether it's a bad day, I will go to choir practice, and just the getting together and singing with the people beside me, with the people in front of me, with the people behind me, and hearing them and blending with their voices, it never, ever fails that I come home feeling rejuvenated. Tired, yes, because singing takes a lot out of you, but mentally energized. So singing together with people is vital. Singing together with people is important. In the small picture, in the personal picture, and in the big picture as well. People sing because they're happy, but they also sing because they're sad. And singing brings so much out of people that it's important to life. So that's why I think it's important to sing together.
Thanks, Ted. And so when you talk about singing in a broader context, a situation where you have a bunch of people who don't know each other, don't know anything about each other, have never seen each other before, what about bringing groups of people that are disparate like that together? And what would be the impact of singing on a group like that?
If you got people of different circumstances and just got them to sing one note, just one note, if they can all sing that one note, that automatically brings them together.
Why?
Because there's a commonality. All of a sudden, these people are from different backgrounds. The commonality is we can sing this one note, and if we can sing this one note, we can sing 2 notes, we can sing 3 notes together. That's the difference in choirs. I sing in a choir and a very good choir, and we're from all different backgrounds. We probably wouldn't hang out with each other. But we've got that one focus. We have the choir, we have the singing, we have the ability to get together and put something together that in the end draws us in.
And makes
Really
us all
important.
feel better, right? We all
Absolutely.
feel better as a result.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally, I agree.
So this project was based on raise your voice, open your heart, and sing together. So what do those phrases mean to you?
Raise your voice means to me it helps bring you out of your shell. The more you sing, as I've heard this morning, the more confident you get. And it's just important for well-being. It brings that equilibrium to people's lives. And that's what we need.
Yeah. And so if you take a look, if you extrapolate that to the broader community, what do you think?
Well, I dare say, I just think we should just sing more together. Ultimately, we if there's a common purpose, if there's a commonality between people, that usually is what brings them together.
Mm-hmm.
Singing is the best way.
Singing's the best way to find that commonality, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because if it didn't even really exist before they came together to sing, the fact of coming together to sing establishes that commonality.
Indeed. Absolutely. It's just a question of today we live in a world in which we're almost in different units. We don't seem to get together. Things that bring us together, for example, like choirs, like church. Things where people can go to come together and socialize and learn about each other. It's important to our existence as people.
And it ultimately important to our society, right?
It broadens to that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, without question.
And so what does opening your heart have to do with anything?
A closed heart suggests people only care about themselves. And if everybody was an individual, and I know everybody likes to think that they are individuals, but we're part of a society. We're part of we're part of a city. We're part of a province. We're part of a country, and we're proud to be who we are because we are part of that collective. Even though we like to think of ourselves as individuals, opening your heart means that it helps you become aware of what's around you, of who's around you, of your circumstances, of other people's circumstances. It means walking around with your eyes open,
Right.
as opposed to walking around with blinkers on.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Ted. People walking around with their eyes open will see, hear, and learn and feel more than those with blinkers on, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Thank you. Anything else you want to say?
No, I just start to get outrageous.
Well,
So
a little
we'll just keep it at that.
being a little outrageous is okay. Do you want to say something that's completely over the top?
No. I'm not a rebel.
You could be. We could be rebellious together.
Oh,
I
I'm
think
game.
we've been known to do that, actually, haven't we? Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah,
Thank
it was great. Thanks, Ted. Yeah. Nothing good.
Okay.
You're framed. They got you nicely framed with the black. That's
Okay.
good.
Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Fire away.
Antapa Hawkwebach Tanitsin at Snanemo.
That's okay. It can be edited.
My brain went blank. Oh, sorry.
Okay. You can start again.
Okay. I went blank there for a second.
I know
Nervous.
that happened to me earlier too. Yeah.
Okay, I'll try again. Antapa Hawkwebach Tanitsin at Snanemo. Kwathiqinstuch Tanchwalton Thela Telam Tap That's a much wallowing CM the Cia Height Sabka Yeehaw.
Okay.
So
Let me get framed here a bit. Okay.
You good?
Yep.
Okay. So last week we all got together and we did that recording session at the Port Theatre. How did that feel for you?
it felt a bit foreign to me because I'm not a singer. And, you know, I was like, we're standing around a piano, but it was very different, and I felt kind of, you know, nervous, and I didn't want to make a mistake, and I practiced.
Yeah.
It's something new,
Yeah.
something new for me, and I wasn't sure what to expect.
Well,
and
your words at the beginning were, "I don't know what I'm doing here."
yeah. What am I doing here? And it's, you know, people like that kind of hold of me and were like, would you be interested in coming to a sing together? And I was like, sure. But,
So by the time it was all done, how did you feel? Because we were 2 hours and we did a lot of practicing and like that. How did it feel by the time you're done?
I felt way more grounded. I felt more settled, and I felt like I was okay, and I feel like I'm okay. This was fun. It was a really new experience for me to do something like that, and to be with people I don't even know. And then by the end of it, I felt really like we're just here together, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. So when we say raise your heart, raise your voice, open your heart, and sing together, that to me gets us to where what you've just said, where, you know, if we do that, we feel more comfortable and we do come together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just looking into people's faces when we're practicing singing,
Yeah.
I could feel the emotion of, I don't know, it was just really beautiful. It was just looking into someone's face you don't know and singing,
Yeah.
and then just making that connection.
Yeah.
Like, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
To smile and sing at each other and not know
Yeah.
each other, and just
Yeah.
that beautiful, you know, just felt so light and,
Yeah.
you know, loving, and it was beautiful. You know, I'm really thankful for that experience. I probably will never get that experience again. But
Oh, well,
it
if you
was
joined a
beautiful.
choir, you could join a choir, Colleen.
I'd have to really sing.
Yeah, you would. And you might love it. Thank you. Thank you. Is there anything else that you want to say about this?
It was just a really different experience for me and that was big, huge for me, to go somewhere where I don't know people and walk into a stage and sit down and go, whoa. And then I started asking, what kind of experience do you have? Do you sing? And they're like, oh yeah, I sing in a choir and I sing in a... And I'm like, I think I'm the only one here, maybe not in a choir. I don't know.
I don't know if you were or not. I never stopped to think about that, actually.
Yeah, because I was asking around, like, what kind of experience, because they had told me they sang, so I was
Yeah.
like, ooh. So just that little bit of nervous that I
Yeah.
had, but it went away eventually.
Yeah. Well, you found out you were with a group of people that just all love the same thing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And it was wanted to give it 100% because it felt like there was so much love and work put into it. So I wanted to give it all, right? Like
Yeah.
when we're practicing, be serious. And it was beautiful.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you so much for being part of it.
Thank
Awesome.
you. It was the lady from Parksville lost her
Chris,
mind.
Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to work in school district, and you know, I had been at the school and she would come and do art.
Yes. Yeah. She told me that.
Yeah.
That's how
And
she
then-
met you.
And we would do some homecoming drama, and she would make fabulous masks for our kids
Yeah.
to do their presentation.
Yeah.
So I was always really thankful to her generous heart.
Yes.
She
has a
she
generous
never
heart.
hesitated. She was like, "Oh, do it," right? And I'm like,
Perfect.
so it was nice to hear from her, and you know,
Well, thank you for taking the leap of faith
it was
to
big.
show. I figured as much. So I am grateful to you for that.
Thanks,
Thank
God.
you.
It was so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too,
Yeah,
for sure.
Nice to meet
You
you.
And
too.
so we've got some videos that. So I might just ask a few little prompting questions
That's
too.
a really good idea,
If you do,
because
you
then
wanna-
I won't be. I've got a little crib sheet, but I don't want to be looking at it. That wouldn't be good.
Yeah. Okay. Is it going?
Yep.
Okay. So Fiona, why is it important that people sing together?
Well, I think it's partly because of the joy of learning music. We like to collaborate, we enjoy working together to learn new music, and we really get a lot out of sharing that with other people once we've learned it.
So when you think about our phrases that we've been using for this campaign, the raise your voice, open your heart, and sing together, what do those mean to you?
Well, I think it's, again, it just goes back to the joy of singing. When you're raising your voice, you're singing with other people, you're making a statement about how much we love doing this. Really glad that this is.
Keep going, you're good, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, it's a real pleasure for people to join together to sing, and all sorts of people. I mean, it's all sorts of different kinds of situations and different sorts of singing. The more variety, the better.
And the impact on people at large and the world generally.
Well, I think my own personal feeling is that music and singing is very uplifting. It does make you feel better. It gives you a sense of well-being, and how can that ever be a bad thing?
Exactly. Do you see music and singing together as something that can connect people with disparate backgrounds?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you see it around the world. There's choirs all over the world, and people singing all sorts of other kinds of music as well, all over the world. It's a worldwide thing. Everybody everywhere sings something. Even, in the far north, you have the Eskimos doing the throat singing, which is quite amazing. And then, it is just different kinds of singing, but it happens everywhere.
So it's about self-expression.
Very much, yeah.
Thank you, you did good.
You're welcome. We'll
Hey,
see.
thank you. Yeah, whenever you're ready.
When I think of choral music, I remember John Rutter, famous English composer and conductor, and he said that choral music is emblematic of absolutely everything that is wonderful about community. You breathe together at the same time. You sing and make sounds that are in harmony with each other. You're not always singing exactly the same note, but you're making sounds that you can't make on your own. You become more than the sum of all of the parts. I think that's what's significant about choral music, that's different from just about anything else that we do as a community of humans together. And I think that's really profound. There are times where, I've come back after a day of work where I've just been absolutely ragged out and didn't think I could put one foot in front of the other. And then I get with my choir and we're singing together and it all just flows away and the tension flows and we become a unit that supports each other. So I think that's what choral music is really all about for me.
So Doug, do you think that that there's any implication, the singing together, for the broader community, like beyond your choir or our choir? Or?
Well, like in any art form, your audience and you share in that one experience together. So when chorally we're expressing an emotion or we're telling a story, the audience participates in that moment together. And you come to that end where something comes to an end and it's done technically and artistically really well. And everybody just goes, I get it. And that's what being human's all about.
So the world today, Doug, is really, it's fractured in some ways because there's a lot of not very nice stuff happening. There are a lot of people that are unhappy. Yeah. Do you see a place for music and singing together as a healing function there?
Yeah, we keep coming back the fact that we've been in this pandemic for 2 years now, but there were times before the pandemic and there will be times after where we can live broken lives. Our lives aren't all perfect, no matter what we want Facebook to sort of say it looks like. But participating with others in that gives you a sense of something more than yourself. that you're in something bigger, and it does float you up above and beyond it sometimes and gets you through really tough times. And it's such a valuable thing to be able to put into our lives.
So singing together helps you to open your heart.
Open your heart, connect it with your head. Music, like any art form, is a connection of the intellect with what's in the soul, and it sometimes it says the stuff that you can't put into words. And that's what good art should do.
Yeah. And that's part of what raising your voice is about, isn't it?
Absolutely. That you engage.
Yeah.
You engage with your. One of the things a friend told me is that when a child walks into a room, the child will end up yelling or they'll say something, and they take ownership of that space just with the sound that they make. And I think that's what we do. We take a bit of ownership with the world around us by engaging with it in a vocal way.
Thank you. That was awesome. Made my eyes leak.
Oh.
Yeah. Thanks, Doug.
Okay, sure.
You tell us when you're happy, and then JC will use the take that you're happy with.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. It's rolling.
Yeah.
合唱让人们一起享受音乐，超越语言、种族和文化的差异。I think I'm good.
You good with that?
I didn't fat tongue that
no,
time.
you didn't fat tongue. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Very fluid. No.
I need to look at the camera more.
Actually, why don't you come over here and just look past the camera?
Sure.
Okay. So Tiger, this project is called Sing Together, and it's about raising your voice and opening your heart and singing together. So what does that mean to you in your life and in the world in general?
Yes. So, actually, to me, it's not about how, we have a voice normally in life, and then you direct it, and then you sing together with people around you. It's more that normally I don't vocalize as much, and opening your heart allows me to actually, vocalize to the people around me, and it allows me to have a better understanding of both the music and myself.
So it kind of opens you up. Singing together kind of opens you up and makes you feel bigger than.
It gives me a voice.
Gives you a voice.
It gives me a voice.
Okay.
It gives me a chance to vocalize what I have. Sometimes you have feelings inside, but you don't know how to express it. Kind of like when newborns only know how to shout and they don't know how to express what they actually mean. Singing allows me to express that.
So that's why it's good for you. And why is it good for the rest of the world? Because I suspect what you experience is what others do as well.
I believe that there are at least some others that feel like music does give them a voice, and singing together allows them to vocalize what they do feel inside.
Yeah. So this world that we live in is filled with a lot of different people, with a lot of different experiences, and a lot of different attitudes and beliefs and all of those sorts of things. So do you see singing as being something that can be a unifying force for people?
Definitely.
And why would it be?
Music and singing, you don't need to really be a part of a certain group or a certain culture to actually be enjoying the music that you're singing. And I know, for example, my dad, when we immigrated here, he used to listen to a lot of English music instead of music from China. And we wouldn't understand anything, but we would still enjoy the music.
Right. It's kind of a universal language in a way, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah. And so do you still feel the same way? Like do you go back to your Chinese culture for music?
Sometimes I do listen to a lot of music from China, that coming from China, there are a lot of artists from China that are international, so it's quite easy to access the music. Additionally, like through choir, I have sang in different languages. So I don't need to know what it necessarily means, but I do feel the music itself.
Right. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to understand the language
Yes,
to feel the music, right?
exactly.
Yeah. Haggy, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good, good, good. Thank you.
Singing together is important. It's important because it brings us together, it makes community, and it helps the community stay healthy and happy. So sing more.